Thank you. All right, so who knows what this is a picture of? Anybody? All right, so this is where this began. Gaza City, 2012. This is after Israel was bombing, and that's why there's explosions. And when this happens, people die. And so I was bothered by this because two countries were disagreeing, and the result of a disagreement was death. And so I said, this is the problem that I want to solve. I want to solve war. And so what does this look like? So this is a simplified picture that lets me think about what war is like. And basically we have one group of people, in this case the Israelis, another group of people, in this case the Palestinians, and they are disagreeing about something. I think at this time it was borders or crossing borders, something like this. And they're bombing each other because, well, they can't agree, and the result is war. And so how do we solve this? Well, it's hard to solve this, and obviously we haven't yet done it. So we said, well, we can't solve a group and a group, that's just too difficult, but I'm a physicist by trade, and so the way that we tackle problems is we try and find a problem that's kind of like it, that's similar, that we do know how to solve, and then turn that problem into the next one. So that's what we did here. We said, well, a problem that we do know how to solve is if it's two people who are in disagreement. So if I disagree with somebody, I can have a conversation with them, I can interact with them, we can have a mediator, we can resolve it. This doesn't work with groups. And so we said, well, what if we took these groups of people and we turned a group of people into just one person? So a whole group of people, what if we could turn them into one person? Well, if that was the case, then the Israeli-Palestinian conflict would become one person in conflict with another person, and this we know how to solve. And so this got us thinking, wow, if we could turn a group of people into one person, we can do all kinds of things. We could change politics, because now a candidate could talk directly with its constituency. We could change education, because now teachers could talk directly with their classrooms. And we could even change how business functions, because a company can now talk directly with their customers. And so this is the vision that we took on, and this is what we are doing. We are Remesh, and we are trying to turn a group of people into a single person that you can interact with. And so obviously we can't start here because we don't even know how to build one person, right? We can't make a person yet. But what's the important part that we can do, and that is speech. So the first thing we decided to do is we want to replicate the speech function of a human for a group of people. Now, we live in a world where we don't necessarily talk to each other face-to-face anymore, or we do, but not so much. A lot of this happens over conversation through messaging apps. And so we decided what we're going to do is we're going to build a messaging app that lets an individual talk just like they would, but it also allows a group of people to participate in a conversation just as if they were a single person. So, how do we do this? The answer is that we mimic the human brain. The term people like to use is biomimicry. So I'll try and walk you through how this basically works. So at any time, even right now, you all have thoughts in your brain, right? Some of you have more thoughts, some of you have less thoughts. Maybe you're thinking, it's a little chilly in here, or man, I'm waiting to hear back from this company to see whether or not my investment paid off. And so your brain at any time has all these thoughts. So this is what we have to do for the group. If we want to have a collective mind, we have to have collective thoughts. So the first thing that happens is that all members who are part of the group, they basically, you could say, input in a text what they're thinking, and they can give multiple thoughts. And so in this way, we build an entire collection of thoughts. Now, of course, the thought that it's a little chilly in this room versus your investment, how's it doing? The investment's more important. And so not every thought is weighted equally. So we had to replicate this process in the brain. And the way that we did this is simple, binary comparison. At any time, we say, there's this thought and there's this thought. Which one of these do you agree with more? And so this binary comparison allows us to do something really special. It allows us to take the math that's built into particle physics that we look at when two particles collide that let us learn all the information about the particles, except now we're doing it with thoughts. And so what we do is we can build a data set and build an understanding of the thoughts. And so with this, we can identify which thoughts are more important, which thought is most important, and in the end, we can take the most important thought and the group can speak it. So now, so far, I showed you a bunch of cartoons, and this isn't just a cartoon, we've actually built this. And so right now, we have a web app, an iOS app, and an Android app. And so I won't step you through how it works here, but we have everything set up out in the lobby. We have like green lights and a bunch of dudes wearing green shirts. And if you come over to us, you can do it. Find a group of your friends, bring them over, and we'll turn you into a collective brain, and you guys can start talking. So this isn't just a thing that we're doing to save the world, although this is my current inspiration is to do this, but really it can change markets in a way that make it worth money, and it can solve problems in a way that can bring peace and mean less people die, which I think is a worthwhile thing that we're working on. So I'd like to end with this. So if you guys look around and you look next to you, you see people, right? You see lots of people. And you probably think we're lots of individuals, right? But if you step back from the earth just enough, then you can look like this. And if you look at this, you see that really we're just one thing. And by the time we're done, we hope that you'll be able to talk with this thing, Earth. So with that, thank you.